Well, we just finished another successful sign waving at about 132nd and L this morning. Lots of honks, lots of waves. But you know, I started to realize many of those people, those homeowners, those property owners, don't know how bad they're being treated when it comes to values and when it comes to the taxes they have to pay. You know what? So this morning, I'm going to explain just how that system works and how just unfair it really is. Okay, so what we have here is a representation of a market area within Douglas County. Now these market areas can be between 5 and 10 miles across. In fact, until recently, one market area in Douglas County went from 42nd Q all the way to Elkhorn. Now, market areas are how the assessor does what's called mass appraisal. We can't look at every individual home separately every year. So we look at market areas. So we find similar homes. So this home here, this orange one, this is similar to this one over here. And then we've got one here, and then we have one down here at the bottom. Okay? So those are similar homes. So we would pull those homes out, look at the market for those homes, so sales, and then create an equalized value. That's what we have to do constitutionally. Here's the problem. This market area is made up of several different neighborhoods. So this, let's take this first orange home here, is in a different kind of neighborhood than this one. And as we all know, location, location, location when it comes to how much you're willing to pay for a home. Here's the other interesting thing that happens. Let's say both of these homes are worth $200,000 a piece. Okay, that's their value. But for some reason, this home is being assessed for tax purposes. So they're paying taxes on 98% of their market value. This home is only paying 91%. Yes, that's a great question. Why is this one paying 7% more in taxes than this house here if they're equalized and they're comparable? That is a great question. I'm going to come back with an even more interesting example. So the secret about how assessors are graded by the state has to do with the acceptable range. Now remember, that is that range between 92 and 100%. Well, here's the secret. Not every home has to be within that 92 to 100%. Now remember, back when we talked about the market areas where we pull out similar homes. So what we've done is we've taken that market area we had and we pulled out the similar homes right here. Now here's the secret. The Department of Revenue looks at the median. Now remember, the definition of median is absolute middle. That is the house they look at to make sure that the subclass, that's what this is, it is a subclass, meets the criteria of the acceptable range. So here we have 5. The median is the third house. So as long as that third house assessed value is between 92 and 100% of its market value, the entire subclass is acceptable by the state. Now these are lined up by assessed value from lowest to highest, but there is no standard by which where these all lie except for this one, and you do that for every subclass of property. So that's the dirty little secret. Not every home has to be between 92 and 100%, only the median, the middle. Okay, so now that we know that not every home must fit within that 92 to 100% range, here's another way that property owners are being treated unfairly and probably paying more in property taxes than they should. So here we have two homes, neighbors, side by side. They're not exactly identical homes, but what they are is they have the same assessed value. For this example, they're both assessed at $156,000. Interestingly though, this home pays $3,600 in taxes, while this home pays $4,000 in taxes. Yes, you're exactly right. That doesn't seem right, and it's not. So one is paying probably at about a 93% assessment rate, and this one's probably over 100% assessment rate. So what our plan is, all homes, regardless of the value, will be assessed at 93%. So what will happen is, if we're going to assume that this is already paying 93%, this one will have a reduction in their assessment rate, not their value, but their assessment rate, and they also will only pay $3,600 in taxes. But let's just make another example. Let's put in a bigger house into this neighborhood. There's really not going to be any difference in the assessment rate. So these will be assessed at 93%, and this one will also be assessed at 93%. Now they will pay more in taxes. Why? Because their actual market value, therefore their assessed value, is higher than their next door neighbor. But they're being treated the same as everyone else in the neighborhood. So that is our solution to making sure that everyone fits not only in that range at 93%, but everyone's being treated the same when it comes to assessments. We hope this example provides you some clarity of how the current assessment works and how it's already stacked against you and probably making you pay more in property taxes than you should. And that's why when I get in office, I'm going to turn the assessment process on its heels. We've got to make the system fair, and we got to make the system accurate. Well, until next time, we've got to knock on some more doors. And remember, on May 15th, vote Chris Pierce as your next assessor, register of deeds. Thanks, and have a great day.